What is up, you sexy mother hubbards? It's time for an alternative paper review. First up today to the Daily Express. Some PR guff saying King chose Kate's hospital to save the taxpayers' money. Oh, that's nice. What a good egg. He's just looking out for the taxpayers because he knows we're reliant on that money to fund our public services. But hang on a second, is this the same King Charles who didn't pay any tax when he inherited literally billions from the Queen? So look, I'm not saying it's not good. Like, it's nice that he's saved us, what, like £100,000, something like that. But in terms of the money that he should have paid in tax, probably would have been enough to fund the building of a couple of new hospitals. Whereas now, the money that he saved us is probably going to be just about enough to employ 2 or 3 more staff at HMRC to come after you for selling a couple of dresses on eBay. Let's move on. Next up to the Mail. Boris. I'd sign up to fight for king and country, yes sir! Boris would. Really? Boris Johnson is expecting us to believe he would sign up to go and fight for his country. Let me tell you something about... Number one, this is a guy who hid in a fridge from a journalist. Number two, Boris Johnson is not going to show up to fight the Russians. He's just not. You might try to conscript him, but he just won't show up. And instead what he'll do is he'll hang back and he'll, like, assume someone else's identity. Like, he'll take your credit cards, max them all out, and then go fuck your wife. Finally, why would he actually fight the Russians? Like, Boris Johnson parties with Russians. Like, he was grilled in a select committee appearance where they were like, did you discuss anything about the NATO security meeting that you had just left, from which you shook off your security detail? Did you discuss any government business when you were partying with the son of a KGB agent? Can you tell us? Not as far as I am aware. I don't recall. It was Boris Johnson who delayed and stalled the Russian interference report. It was Boris Johnson who was being sued for his refusal to investigate the Kremlin meddling with us. It was Boris Johnson's Conservative Party who were auctioning off games of tennis with him to Kremlin-linked donors. So here's my question for Mail readers. Do they honestly believe that this lying, cowardly, probable Russian asset would show up for conscription to fight against the Russian? Like, I honestly think he would show up for conscription, but just to get a free plane ride to Moscow. And then he'd go and hang out with his mates. And finally to the Mirror, with Liverpool bombshell Klopp shock. I don't care!